The season rolls on for the reigning Western Conference champions. Colorado Rapids 2 welcomes in Sporting Kansas City 2 to Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Denver, Colorado. Hello, family. I'm James Hadnot. Thank you so much for joining me on One Football, as well as MLSNextPro.com. 2 inches of snow dropped yesterday in Denver, and the snow is still coming down right now. It's going to be about 21 degrees at kickoff. And although both of these squads have been ice cold to start the season, they're looking to heat things up on the pitch this afternoon. As for Colorado Rapids 2, they look to take down an SKC2 side that struggled last year. They were the worst team wins-wise in the Western Conference. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for Eric Boucher's squad, sitting on a 4-4-2. They make 6 changes from their loss 3-1 at the hands of North Texas SC. Players to watch in this lineup: Kamani Stewart-Baines and Bryce Jamison at the top. Those 2 are very dynamic in the attack. Also, Ian Murphy and Grant Gilmore, they are the 2 center backs today. And for Colorado, they are going to be trying to play out of the back, so they are going to be key in the build this evening. Now let's take a look at the starting 11 for Lee Tashantrit, sending out a 4-3-3. They also make 6 changes from their loss at Real Monarchs. Players to watch: Tega Ikoba, the striker today. Ikoba is a big body. He is a big target. And if Kansas City can play out of the back and find him in hold-up play, he could then get things moving forward in the attack, because Sporting Kansas City has not scored a goal this season. They are still looking for their first goal of the 2026 campaign. Kansas City, a squad that lost in their home opener to St. Louis 4-0. Lee Tashantrit sharing with me this week that he really wants this squad to just take from those matches some of the positives. There were stretches in those matches where they played at a high level, and although they gave up a lot of goals to St. Louis, felt like there were times that they just didn't finish in those matches. So playing in the final third and really executing in the 18 is going to be the key in this match for St. Louis, if given the opportunity. And for Colorado Rapids 2 and Coach Eric Boucher, they are looking to score a goal in the run of play. Obviously, their lone goal that they scored last time out versus North Texas was off a free kick by Chris Aquino. It was a wonderful strike by Aquino. It ended up being the goal of the week in MLS Next Pro. But wanting to find a goal within the run of play and find their first win of the season. The snow coming down here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. The last time that Rapids were here, they were celebrating a Western Conference championship. They come from behind victory versus Minnesota. Went down 1-0 in that match. Found 2 goals in the second half. Alex Harris and James Cameron both scoring for Colorado. And now they will take on an SKC squad that struggled mightily last year. Moments away from the opening kick. There's the whistle, and we begin from Dick's Sporting Goods Park. We're in the Western Conference this evening, and it's Sporting Kansas City trying to take down the Western Conference champs. Quickly, SKC inside the area, but no cross, no shots. Kansas City trying to step on the gas early. Caitlin Trowbridge is our referee. This is what Colorado is trying to do more of this year. A change at the top in management for the first team, which trickles down to how the second team plays. Coach Boucher just telling me after going through the preseason, knowing that there were going to be challenges with trying to play out of the back. A complete difference from how Chris Armas, the former manager, liked to build. And so week in and week out, how do they grow? Can they build on mistakes from the week prior. And can they execute under pressure? Stuart Baines all the way back to help in the build. Be very calm, very poised. Does Colorado. Don't want to be in any hurry or any rush. And you see Zach Campagnolo well off his line. This is Murphy. As mentioned, the center back carrying it forward a bit, dumping it over the top, and Molinaro will take in for Kansas City. The wind also gusting. Molinaro makes the mistake. Stuart Baines snatches it. This is Wathuda. Slip forward. Shots taken. Deflected and then cleared away. Donovan Phillip, the reigning Mac Herman Trophy Award winner from NC State. His first shot blocked, but that's what Sporting Kansas City cannot do. Colorado might have its struggles at times playing out of the back and might give them an opportunity, but don't want to have their own struggles. Stuart Baines back towards Murphy. And Colorado will switch the point of attack. Andre Erickson around towards sent out wide. Aquino will track it down. He's brought down, and that will be a free kick near the corner flag for Colorado. Spring officially is on March 20th. That's 5 days from today. Would not know it by the forecast right now, as the snow really coming down here in Commerce City, just outside of Denver. So a free kick right in front of the corner flag for Colorado. Launched into the box and headed out. This should be a corner for the Rapids. Colorado making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Defeated Vancouver and then took down San Jose, recently known as the Town, back to being San Jose Earthquakes 2. And then come from behind victory versus Minnesota the last time they were here. Looking for their first win of the season. Wathuda all the way across the box, nodded back more central. Phillip! Looked like he hit the post. Out to Wathuda. Wathuda launched it towards the back post. Unable to latch onto it. Well, Colorado trying not to let Sporting Kansas City out, but SKC will control. There's Ikoba. Mentioned him early on. He is going to be a target. He could really release pressure that Colorado's going to put on. Also becomes an option. Donovan. LaRoe. Donovan slips forward. Cross coming in. And then it's cut out by Colorado. Ronnie Stuart Baines will usher this out for a Rapids goal kick. More of a winter wonderland than a spring evening here in Colorado. And we'll see how the elements affect both squads. The low will be as low as 17. Wonderful ball for Murray to cut through two lines. Now Aquino can't control. It will be a throw. Bryce Jamison is onside. Nobody in the middle for his entry. Another throw-in coming for Colorado. Rapids were a team that scored pretty heavily last year, plus 15 in goal differential over the course of the season. Whereas Kansas City was on the wrong end of that spectrum, only 30 goals for SKC. That was the lowest mark in the Western Conference. Wathuda into Stuart Baines. Zachary Campagnolo, the goalkeeper, well-traveled in the U.S. men's national team circuit. He's been part of multiple teams, U15s, U16s, U17s. Nice ball over the top. Kamani Stuart Baines is in behind. Stuart Baines. Looked like it was a shot. Donovan Phillip wanted it at the doorstep. It will be a corner for Colorado. Sidney Wathuda. Tenth minute of action. And Caitlin Trowbridge brings this to a halt. Looks like there's an SKC player on the pitch. So too much pushing and shoving for her liking. Sidney Wathuda will have to wait on this corner. Aquino is an option short if Wathuda chooses. And again, contact. An SKC player goes to ground, and Rapids don't even get a chance to take their corner. And so Colorado fans not very pleased right now. It didn't seem right, so Trowbridge has brought everything back, and Colorado will have a chance to take their corner. Third time's the charm now for the Rapids, as they hope that they can finally put this ball into the area. Lifted in, and Molinaro, after all of that, still too much contact for our referee's liking. SKC will have possession. Sporting Kansas City. Tough year last season. At times really struggled to score, and those struggles have persisted here to start this 2026 season. Last year they went 4 full matches without a goal, and a really 6-match stretch where they did not score, ending of one and the beginning of another with 4 in between. More than 530 minutes without a goal during that stretch. Now want to start the season as they did last year. Aggressive play here. Racing through was Misael Rodriguez. Colorado will keep possession. Coach DeShantrit, the new man in charge for SKC, the former U18 coach. If that name DeShantrit sounds familiar. His son Cello was on SKC last year. Earned a homegrown contract at the beginning of this season. Really signed it last year. He's spending time with the first team. Right now, Chris Aquino, the former Seattle man, sends it out wide. Stuart Baines cuts in on his right, looking for an angle to shoot. And his touch, really, his pass was too far out for Andre Eriksson. Finishing the point on DeShantrit. Coach Lee DeShantrit was very happy to have the opportunity to continue to coach his son. Cello was in the lineup last time out for SKC, along with Taylor Calhera and Kweku Ajibong. Those first team players not available today for Sporting Kansas City, a younger lineup. Coach DeShantrit says that the lineup is even younger than last year. So there will be some growing pains, as there were in 2025. Moreau on the touchline, deep in his own defensive half. This is calm play right now, however, for Sporting Kansas City, despite the duress. Wonderful ball out the back door, and now SKC can play a bit. Slip forward. The end product not there for Misael Rodriguez. That's the next step here early in the season for SKC. And they execute inside the 18. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care and locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you, no matter where your story takes you. UC Health, live extraordinary. 15th minute of action, no score between Sporting Kansas City and Colorado Rapids. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Jacob Molinaro just waiting for somebody to step to him, as he is at least 18 yards outside of his own 18-yard box. This is something new for Colorado. Going to be aggressive in the build. Andre Eriksson trying to play Jamison forward. Chris Aquino ends up with it, straddling the touchline. Aquino. That's contact. Nathan Chumba, the teenager, goes down. He's a exceptional prospect. Recently signing with Colorado. Now Kamani Stuart Baines, the first teamer who grew a lot last year, says his head coach. He's a part of the pathway himself. He's one of those players, when he comes down to play with the second team, has to be a guy. All different things that have to happen depending on where you are in your journey. For Stuart Baines, as a guy that's a fringe player with the first team, he has to come down and be a standout whenever he steps on the pitch with Rapids 2. And that was the case often last season. Dirksen just skips off a teammate, Ikoba, and hold up. Now the ball lost. Wathuda. Stuart Baines has Jaden Chantak on the underlap, doesn't locate him. Now Wathuda will reset. Dirksen into the path of Donovan. Shane Donovan will wait for reinforcements. Donovan, a former member of the academy, signed his next pro deal in 2025. Numerous young and talented players on the pitch for SKC. And after what they experienced last year, a lot of those players were a part of some of those tough matches. The only thing that you can gain from those matches is experience. Misael Rodriguez can't connect in the channel. Almost a loose touch from Campagnolo. Well, the restart Colorado will keep possession. Can Kansas City take advantage of Campagnolo in this build? Tega Ikoba is a bigger body. He's well-traveled, has made first-team appearances with Portland, played last year with FC Cincinnati 2. Coach Tyrone Marshall at FC Cincinnati 2 really wanted to help Ikoba grow in his development. He's always been a big, strong player and an excellent target. But in his technical ability, that's the next step for him. Murphy, a wonderful ball to Stuart Baines, has options. Chantak draws it in, and the shot deflected. Donovan Phillip took the shot, and it was Nate Young who stepped in front. The snow coming down pretty heavily. We'll see how long we have the white soccer ball. And will we shift to the orange ball? That's always something to think about. We're in the 20th minute. I'm no betting man. I'll leave that to the sports books. Right now, throw-in coming for SKC. Young lofts this ball well forward. Ikoba has won pretty much every aerial duel early on when he's been the target. That's one thing that SKC was missing last year. Coach Istvan Urbani always mentioned the necessity for a true number 9 and a true target. Ikoba provides that. Aquino is brought down, and that's going to be a foul. You've seen it already in this match through 20 minutes. Although SKC has not had a chance to put a shot on goal outside of really their first foray forward, they have not seemed to be under so much duress. They always feel comfortable because they have Ikoba as an option if they were just to play long. And that's something that is different visually. You can immediately tell from last season to this season. Chumba. And now back to Grant Gilmore, wearing 55 today, usually wearing 59. Jameson off the 1-2, receives it back from Aquino. Chantak drops it off for Wathuda. Oh! A stop required by Molinaro. Punched it over the bar. And a corner now for Colorado. Sidney Wathuda from distance puts his laces through it. Molinaro just pushes it over the bar. beautiful scene if you're a fan of the snow. I don't know how much you like to play in it if you are a player. There's some great scenes, and again, inside the 6-yard box, every single time Colorado has had a corner, there has been lots of contact, huge collisions, and bodies going to ground. You can see Sporting Kansas City trying to set up in a slight wall there. And Colorado, they've been like a bowling ball going through sky blue pins as they've ran through SKC on these occasions. An entry pushed down by Molinaro. Ian Murphy tracks it down in the box. Mathuda will go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Campagnolo. Colorado will reset in possession. These balls from Mathuda have been dangerous. Molinaro has not been able to completely deal with them. Now, big ball over the top. Molinaro will snag this, as Donovan Phillip was the intended target. Stuart Baines trying to come inside. Mathuda. Erickson. Bryce Jamison playing a little deeper. Aquino is dispossessed. This is the maturity you see from SKC. You did not see a lot last season. The Western Conference champions, and Sporting Kansas City has not looked perturbed. Not made the mistake that often bit them in last season. And that's something that Coach Tashantred has brought. The structure, the consistent play, and also just meeting these players where they're at. A lot of space has, however, been open. Stuart Baines, nice ball towards Chantak, but he is offside. So a restart coming for Sporting Kansas City. As mentioned, big differences when it comes to goals for SKC in comparison to goals for Colorado last season. The disparity of wide margin. Colorado scoring 20 more goals last season than Sporting Kansas City. 50 for the Rapids and just 30 through 28 matches for SKC. Sporting Kansas City still looking for their first goal of 2026. Having outscored 9-0 through 2 matches. This part of the match is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. 27th minute, still no score. This ball's turned over. There's some contact as Bryce Jamison going through the back of Carter Dirksen. That's a bear hug by Ian Murphy of Shane Donovan. So another foul committed by Colorado. Free kick has to be taken on the other side of midfield per our referee, Caitlin Trowbridge. Excellent ball forward. Let's see what Kansas City can do with this. Dirksen, lofted ball over the top. Donovan latches onto it, but he was offside. It's a clever ball as it worked back to Dirksen. Donovan stepped to the ball and then went over the top. But the back line for Colorado all on the same page. See if SKC makes an adjustment in the second half in their defending, pressing-wise, because they have not really put any pressure on Campagnolo or this back line of Colorado through this first half. Put them in a position to make a mistake. Buda takes some contact. Good fight shown by Carter Dirksen. Not giving an inch of Bryce Jamison. You can see that powder coming up on these passes as the snow continues to fall. Snow has been falling since kickoff. Started to come down a little bit harder here since we kicked off. And the forecast said it was going to stop at 6 p.m. local time, but that was when things got started, so we'll see how long the precipitation will come down. Campagnolo, rather than play it forward, was looking for Grant Gilmore. Quick throw. Koba trying to get on side. Now a turnover. LaRoe. Wathuda very comfortable on the turn, and he is taken down. That will be a yellow card. And there's the comfortability shown in playing in a precarious situation for Colorado. In matches 1 and 2, that was the struggle. Here in match 3, Sidney Wathuda showcasing his ability as he goes right around Carter Dirksen, and he is tripped up. So Dirksen goes into the book with a yellow card. And I talked with Coach Boucher about just the ability for this team to play out of the back differently. The final goal in the match versus North Texas was due to a turnover. And Coach Boucher talked about the importance of his team covering when mistakes are made, and definitely having coverage players around each other, seeing something develop and how something might start to turn in their opponent's favor, and making sure they're making the necessary adjustments to either step to the ball or provide themselves as an option. We saw there that Sidney Wathuda stepped to the ball, made the turn, cut through 2 people, and then he was taken down. That was just a glorious display of individual effort as well from Wathuda. Half an hour gone, still no score. While Colorado have had corners, neither side has had a clear-cut chance just yet. The trigger. Ball turned over. You could see for Kansas City, and they were going to step. So now SKC in possession. How do they take advantage? Oh, Jaden Chantak, a speeding bullet, steps in front. Now numbers for Colorado. LaRoe tracking back defensively, ensured nothing would come from that counter opportunity. But a corner loading for the Rapids. Corner taken quickly. Erickson returns to Wathuda. In swinging ball, bouncing in the box. Did it take a deflection? It did not, off a Kansas City player. And as suspected, Caitlin Trowbridge is making the change. Our field is pretty much completely covered in snow, and so it is not orange, but it is highlighter yellow, and that should help both Colorado and SKC as this match continues. Knotted down. Nathan Chumba. Shoved down. The possession loss. Stuart Baines undercut. And that's going to be a yellow card. So Gael Quintero now goes into the book as well for SKC. So both Carter Dirksen and Gael Quintero are on yellow cards. You see here, off this turn, just undercutting Kamani Stuart Baines.
Your attention, please. A yellow card has been issued. Sporting Kansas City 2, number 44, Gael Quintero.
Gilmore into nobody in particular, and Kansas City will have possession. So it's been a very cagey first 35 minutes between Sporting Kansas City and Colorado Rapids. We told you at the jump, two teams on very different ends of the spectrum. We have the reigning Western Conference champions taking on the team from the bottom of the Western Conference table from last season. You would not know it by the way these teams have played up to this point. Both of these squads this season in 2026 are looking for their first win. For Colorado, they dropped their opener on the road to Houston, and then a road matchup with North Texas last time out. And for SKC, falling to both Real Monarchs and St. Louis in their first two matchups of the year. Both sides have struggled to score. Only one goal between them through two matches. This is tapped out wide to Wathuda with a chance to operate. Wathuda into the area. It's knotted away by Sporting Kansas City. Aquino. Erickson. Stuart Baines. Isolated against LaRoe. Now Stuart Baines trying to connect with Phillip. Donovan Phillip is the target. And that is a shove in the back unnecessarily, and a free kick coming for Colorado. Free kick taken quickly, and then the delivery into the box. This is Wathuta. This part of the match is brought to you by Kiewit, official construction and engineering partner of Colorado Rapids. 38th minute. Wonderful header towards Erickson. Working on the edge of the box. Closed down by Nate Young, but he almost commits a foul on the edge of the box. Colorado on the board. Donovan Phillip was always going to be the man. Coach Boucher said we had to find him with a goal-scoring opportunity. And a precise header from Phillip finds the back of the net. Colorado 1, Sporting Kansas City 0. Kamani Stuart Baines with a beauty, and Phillip with the finisher. So Donovan Phillip opens his MLS Next Pro account, and the first goal in the run of play for Rapids 2 this season. This part of the match is brought to you by Kiewit, official construction and engineering partner of Colorado Rapids. Tega Ikoba galloping into the attacking third, plays it centrally. Carter Dirksen trying to size up a shot, but his space was closed down. That's what Donovan Phillip does best. He won the Mac Herman Trophy for being the best college player last year at NC State. I asked Coach about his talent. This is slid forward to Quintero for Kansas City. Ortiz, LaRoe, and collected by Campagnolo. But for Phillip, he has adjusted to being a professional. And he's a player that the coaching staff just wants to find for goal-scoring opportunities, because he is ruthless in front of goal. Stuart Baines is dispossessed. Ikoba lets it run across his body. Dropped off. Shot is blocked initially. Donovan, Dirksen, Quintero, and now LaRoe. This is one thing you now have to do if you're Colorado is finish this half. Sporting Kansas City also looking for a game-tying goal to end the half. What is the response from Kansas City, and how do you handle being in front if you're Colorado? So now with the lead, you see Campagnolo not venturing as far outside of the box in the build as he was prior to his team going in front. He's providing himself as an option to work back to, but Colorado not under any pressure really. Kansas City starts to bear down. Stuart Baines is fouled again. So Dirksen is the one that committed the foul. He's already on a yellow card. He'll have to be careful in challenges like that. Up that yellow card early in this first half. Now the line of confrontation a little bit higher up for Tega Ikoba. Kansas City. Jamison almost loses possession. Wathuda whips it towards Kamani Stuart Baines. Stuart Baines tracking centrally. Kamani Stuart Baines right at the goalkeeper, Jacob Molinaro. This ball trickles out. Throw in coming for Kansas City. Ortiz. Maybe not the intention, but Shane Donovan will take over in possession for Kansas City. Johan Ortiz dumping this ball over the top. And Zane Wantland was the intended target, could not control it on the hop. And Campagnolo comes out to collect. Fourth official announcing a minimum of 3 minutes of added time to conclude this first half. Kansas City down a goal now. It's Colorado's striker, Donovan Phillip, scores his first MLS Next Pro goal. This ball will skip out. Throw in coming for Kansas City deep in their own defensive half. Another throw in quickly in for Kansas City. Quintero is held up. And now he has gone down. So you see here, for Quintero, just a collision near midfield. is still down. So now the trainers will be called on. Just started added time. So more time will be added on here for this injury. We hope that Gael Quintero is okay and can continue. They're working out his left leg. That's what he was holding when he went down. Now he's up on both feet. Barely putting any pressure on that left leg. Just walking gingerly under his own power. We'll see if Coach Teshantrit will make a sub for the remainder of this half, or if he will have his team play with 10 men and make the sub at halftime to keep a window and keep the substitution. Quintero looks like he will try to give it a go for the remainder of the half as he's back near the midway line. So that answers that question. Quintero will have to wait a minute before he could come on, with the trainers coming on to tend to him. This ball is sent over the top towards Ikoba. Tega Ikoba inside the box, closed down by 2. There's contact. And it looks like it's going to be a free kick on the edge of the box. So a late opportunity for Kansas City. I mentioned it from the top of the show that Tega Ikoba was going to provide an option over the top and in hold-up play for Kansas City. And he's done his job up to this point. He's also a striker, and their job is to score goals. He becomes a target on this free kick. 50th minute of action. Ball doesn't beat the wall. Chumba wins possession. And there is our halftime whistle. So Chumba is down right now. He will be tended to by the training staff. And we go to the halftime break with Colorado in front by a goal. Donovan Phillip scoring the opener for the Rapids. They lead on top of SKC 1-0. Coming up at halftime, the rumors are true. Danny Rojas from the Ted Lasso Show has been in camps. Plus, the pathway is not restricted to players, as some assistant and head coaches have made their way up the coaching tree within MLS clubs. All that and more as we start the halftime show after a short break.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Our halftime score, 1-0, Colorado in front of Sporting Kansas City. There have been a number of coaches who started with the youth ranks that made it to the next pro side and are now assistants and even head coaches in MLS. Let's meet a player who had a decision to make after his career between the lines and decided to give it back as a coach as we head to North Texas and chat with Matt Hedges.
Very excited to be here officially. I helped out a little bit last year. I really enjoyed my time working with the players, working with the staff. So I'm glad to be able to be on the staff full time and be involved. Towards the end of my career, I started thinking about what I wanted to do. Post playing, and coaching was something that for a while I didn't know if I wanted to do it. When my kids started to get a little bit older and I started doing it with them, I started enjoying it, and I thought I had a lot of knowledge that I could pass down to young players. That was kind of an easy decision after thinking about it. There's lots of different things that I can teach them from my career, but also, the mentality, the intensity, the winning mentality is what I want to bring to the young guys because they're going to need that. I played at a high-level college, and I was still a little bit overwhelmed when I first got here, and it's the adaptation. If you don't do it quick at that time, then you were kind of out of the system. But now I think, especially with the academy and bringing those guys up and then moving into a environment like MLS Next Pro with North Texas, then I think it's a big jump in the quality of everything that is involved with this, and I think it's huge for developing players. I think there used to be a lot of guys who kind of got pushed out of the system if it wasn't working right away, but now those guys maybe get a second chance and can develop into good players. Yeah, it feels good. It feels like home. Like you said, I've been here for a long time. I know a lot of people here. I knew John beforehand. I knew a lot of the other staff beforehand, and even some of the players I still know. So it's just nice to be back in a familiar environment and be able to give these players my knowledge. This year, I think my goal is to improve our defensive solidarity. Obviously, I want to try to improve individually the players in the defensive line, help them improve their tendencies. But as a unit, I want our group to be solid and to give up less goals. That's always the goal. And for me, that was my big thing as a player throughout my career. I always wanted to give up less goals, and I think that's something I want to pass on to these defensive players.
Welcome back to Colorado as they sweep the snow off the field. It's still coming down here in Commerce City. Rapids raining down goals. They have one on top of SKC. Now, it's not an act. One of your favorite Ted Lasso actors did make an appearance in a camp and can play. We tracked him down to talk about the experience with the Chicago Fire.
Hola, hola, this is Cristo Fernandez, and we're here at the new facilities in Chicago Fire. Very happy and grateful to be here. I know I've been doing more acting and filmmaking these last couple of years. I would have never imagined how life was gonna turn for me. Never imagined that with my new dreams of film and acting, football soccer was gonna be the thing that was gonna open them for me. I say this because I've always missed football soccer. That's my first love. The level is very intense, young upcoming players, so lots of potential in this club. I can say that this is world-class level. I played professionally back home in Guadalajara. We didn't have this level of world-class facilities. I think the club is doing something great for both the city, the team, the players. It's a dream come true for anyone to be here. So for me, it's also a dream come true to be here now, and I am grateful for the opportunity. What has surprised me is the level of the team. I've seen both the first team, the second team, the players, they're doing something great. And what surprised me as well is the quality of the people, very nice people. And that also says a lot about the club, and I think that's very important. It's been really nice getting back to the field, training, and really giving my best and believing I still can play this professionally, and we'll see where the dream takes us. But it's been really nice.
Halftime continues We want to reintroduce you to our newest club in 2026, CT United.
This is Connecticut's newest club, built for the entire state, not just one city.
Connecticut's a pretty culturally diverse state. Doesn't really have one major city. There's a bunch of small cities that are pretty close to each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the founding partner of Connecticut Sports Group, Mr. Andre Swanston.
I remember feeling like, okay, it's on now, because talk is cheap. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm gonna own the team, and da-da-da. You hear that all day, every day, everywhere. And so it kind of, you know, it was late 2023 when kind of everything went through. We knew it was approved and it was gonna happen. And it was just kind of, Michelle and I were like, all right, okay, it's on now, like, let's go.
I want to thank all of you who have made today possible and who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring these ideas to life, including the entire team from the Connecticut Sports Group.
Before the first professional match, the foundation was already in motion. In 2024, CT United launched its professional academy.
We started our academy first because we wanted to, one, make CT United tangible to the community and so they could see it, touch it, feel it, that we're here.
One of my first conversations with Andre and Michelle, when I met with them and we really started discussing, you know, their vision and what they wanted for their football team in the state of Connecticut, the ambitions, they're breaking down the barriers for giving kids opportunities to play in the academy. Once you have that idea, then I think it becomes pretty clear in terms of now bringing in the right people in your staff and to start to identify the right type of players you want to come in.
It starts in MLS Next, and it continues in MLS Next Pro.
I think we're headed in the right direction. You know, we have a good group of guys. Coaching staff is alive and ready. And I think we're just pushing towards, you know, the start of the season and looking to have a good season.
We knew that we wanted a team that was entertaining. We wanted a team that was going to dominate with the ball and against the ball. A team that looked to play forward, a team that is aggressive.
They're entertaining players, man. I mean, I'm really excited being in the league for 4 years and seeing the group that we're gathering together makes me happy.
What the ownership and the sporting director laid out to me, we had a couple of calls before I decided to join the team. It was very ambitious. I like what they have planned for the team, and I like the future, and I want to be part of this project. We have a lot of young players, so I know we're going to be very energetic. We're all here to learn, to get better, and you know, when you're young, your brain is like a sponge.
So, here's the standard.
Connecticut is used to winning. We've got to show them like we're playing for real, like we're not messing around. And then also I think with being the only black owner in the league, like I'm not losing, right? Like I refuse to make it seem like I can't build something that can compete on the level.
Welcome back to Colorado. This matchup between the Rapids and Sporting Kansas City. The Rapids in front 1-0. As we take a look at some scores from last week, match week 2, Orlando City B win over Chicago Fire, and Real Monarchs, as mentioned, a drubbing of Sporting Kansas City 5-0. Earthquakes with the win over LAFC 2-4-1. And then later on this week, it was Orlando who came from behind. They were down by 2 goals, but they came back and defeated Carolina Core 3-2. Moving right along with our scores and upcoming schedule. Still some matches for the upcoming week. TFC and New York City FC. Heck is plausible between Columbus Crew 2 and FC Cincinnati 2 to play on the Hell is Real rivalry in MLS. Also a Texas derby between North Texas SC and Houston upcoming in the week. And also St. Louis City 2 will play LAFC 2. Now let's take a look at our halftime highlights. It was a snowy start to this match. Just precipitation just starting to come down. This was one of the early moments for Colorado. Donovan Phillip saw his shot blocked, and then Sidney Wathuda would put it back into play. And then the slip ball back from Jaden Chantak on a plotter for Wathuda, and Jacob Molinaro had to push it over the bar. And then Kamani Stewart-Baines with this absolute dime over the top. Donovan Phillip was the beneficiary as he headed it home for his first ever MLS Next Pro goal. And Colorado in front by a goal thanks to Donovan Phillip. And they lead on top of SKC. Kamani Stewart-Baines had a shot late that was right at Molinaro that ended up being a save. And we'll take a break with Colorado in front by a goal on top of Sporting Kansas City.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro.
Welcome back for the second half between Colorado Rapids 2 and Sporting Kansas City 2. No halftime subs for either side, so the starters will be back out for both teams. Colorado with the opening goal, Donovan Phillip scoring for the Rapids. SKC still scoreless on the year. And they are inching now towards more than 250 minutes without a goal to start the 2026 campaign. I mentioned last year their long stretch, more than 500 minutes without a goal. And we're trying to get off the schneid here in 2026. Rapids in the maroon and sky blue. Sporting Kansas City in the sky blue kits. Caitlin Trowbridge blows her whistle, and we are underway in half number 2 between Sporting Kansas City and Colorado Rapids. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been snowing since opening kick. It feels like 17 degrees outside. Started this match with a white soccer ball. It has moved to a highlighter yellow ball. Donovan Phillip trying to win possession with Carter Dirksen there. No whistle just yet, so play will continue. Bryce Jamison inside the box. Donovan Phillip trying to take a shot with his left, and it's blocked. Kamani Stewart-Baines tracks it down on the touchline, but nowhere for him to go as it rolls out for a Kansas City throw. rehash from earlier. Tega Ikoba is in the starting 11 for Sporting Kansas City. Ikoba has played with Portland, also played with Cincinnati last year, has made first-team appearances in MLS. And for Ikoba, he provides an option as a striker for Kansas City. Misael Rodriguez and Shane Donovan are playing on either side of Ikoba. And for Kansas City, their best attacking presence is Ikoba. So if they could find him, maybe win something on a second ball, scratch something across. Colorado has been calm in the build. Kansas City really hasn't put a lot of pressure on them as they've tried to build. But as this match wears on, have an expectation for that to change. Ikoba behind Shane Donovan. Donovan does well to keep it in play, but Kamani Stewart-Baines is the first one there. Almost a giveaway by Campagnolo. Kansas City can't win it. Those are the nervy moments we're going to see from Colorado throughout the season, early on in the season. Coach Eric Boucher saying it's a work in progress as they continue to learn and grow and building from the back and under duress. So even when a mistake is made, how do you respond to that mistake? How quickly are you getting back to cover? How quickly are you providing support? And also, as you watch your teammate find themselves in some precarious situations, what is your movement? Where are you going to provide coverage as well as provide an option? We'll see how quickly Sporting Kansas City tries to create a mistake. Dirksen, a nice ball into LaRoe. Donovan. Quintero. Wantland inside the area. Murphy almost an own goal as Campagnolo makes his best save of the day. It just happened to be against his teammate. This is what happens when you put the ball into a dangerous space. Murphy knew Ikoba was behind him, and Campagnolo with a wonderful dive to his right just to parry it outside of his goal mouth. 50th minute. First corner of the half for Kansas City. It's launched in tight, takes a deflection, shot, another wonderful save by Campagnolo. A denial of the highest proportion of Carter Dirksen. And this is why he's a U.S. Youth International. Dirksen gets all of this, and Campagnolo just pushes it to the side. Sporting Kansas City on the brink of their first goal of the season here in match number 3. Campagnolo determined that not be the case. This time played short towards Donovan. Slipped forward, into the box comes Kansas City. Pullback ball is not there. Now lofted in. Dirksen behind. Ikoba can't swing his leg. Kansas City really putting some pressure on Colorado right now. Dirksen has it cut out. And a third corner coming for Sporting Kansas City. SKC looking like a completely different team out of the locker room. Whatever Lee Tashantrit said to his team at half, they heard him loud and clear. So in the first half, there was a lot of pushing and shoving on corners on this end, but it was Colorado who was doing the pushing and shoving. Now Kansas City giving them some of their own medicine. Another ball into the box, knotted along. Wantland, no power behind his shot, and it's completely cleared this time by Colorado. Sporting Kansas City continues in possession. Remember last year, just 30 goals through 28 matches for Kansas City. Looking for their first goal of the season. And it would draw this match even. Young could not connect with Johan Ortiz, and Ortiz was offside. But a good spell for Sporting Kansas City. That's what Coach DeSantis said of his side in matches. Despite the gaudy scorelines and their losses, he said for stretches we played like a good team versus St. Louis and even versus Real Monarchs. But we have to put it all together. After the giveaway, Kansas City wins the ball back. Jamison pressing, almost wins possession. Now Zane Wantland, Academy product. Wantland playing left back. El Quintero, nothing there. And off this turnover, how does Colorado react? Kansas City on the prowl. And they have that first goal of the season. Off the turnover, SKC scores. And we are on level terms, 1-1. This ball looked like it popped to Shane Donovan. The right winger made no mistake. Campagnolo watched it, could not get to it. Shane Donovan has the first goal of the season for Sporting Kansas City. And we are level at 1 apiece.
Sporting Kansas City 2 goal. Scored by number 88, Shane Donovan. Assisted on the play by number 37, Tega Nikoba. Goal scored in the 54th minute.
For Kansas City, it was coming. They come out the locker room with a lot of fire. And that is a well-earned goal by the away side. And still plenty of time to find a go-ahead goal. Big collision. Shumba will go into the book as he brought down Carter Dirksen. Colorado has not struggled against Kansas City. They won all 3 matches last year. There will be 3 matches this season. This is the first of 3. They will play again on May 10th. They did have one close meeting last season, a 3-2 fixture. That was a match where Colorado went down 2-1. Malun Gumbale and Chelo Teshantrit both scored, but Colorado found 2 goals late. Alex Harris had a brace in that match. Now Ikoba presents himself as an option. Ikoba shot corralled by Campagnolo. This looks like a completely different team for Sporting Kansas City here in half number 2. They have dictated the pace of this second half through 10 minutes. Now, footing going to be important as the snow continues to come down, with Colorado playing out of the back. Do not want to misstep. Jameson. Gilmore launches one forward. Nate Young for Kansas City wins it, but turns it over to Chantak. Jaden Chantak just keeps it in, and that will earn his squad. Looks to be a corner. So Chris Aquino to take this corner for Colorado. Excellent service for Aquino. Also had the first goal of the season for Colorado last week. Fires this ball in. The deflection and goal. Donovan Phillip claiming it. And he might have his second of the day. We talk about excellent service. That was put on a platter. All it needed was a flick. And Colorado quickly back in front. Phillip just beat his defender, got in front, and redirected that ball into the back of the net. So what a home debut for Donovan Phillip. 2 goals, and his squad back in the lead. Set pieces. Those 2 of the 3 goals on the season for Colorado have come via a set piece. Just mentioned that Chris Aquino had the goal of the week with his pinpoint accuracy on his shot last week versus North Texas, and that was also pinpoint with the delivery. Lita Shantrit picks up a yellow card. He is not pleased. But for Colorado Rapids, they are back in control of this match thanks to the best player in college last season, Donovan Phillip. Kansas City trying to score themselves. This ball whisks across the box. There again, footing loss by Stuart Baines, and he really struggling right now. Tega Ikoba tracks this down on the edge of the box as the snow continues to fall heavily here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Young. Kept in by Wantland. He played an hour. Slid forward. Misael Rodriguez drops it off. Quintero tries to poke it forward. Quintero will take a shot. Chantak closes him down. Now out wide. LaRoe dumping it in. Donovan, the rebound, wide by Ikoba. The offside flag comes up in the end. Colorado will have a goal kick. This part of the match is brought to you by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places.
Leaving the game, number 44, Chris Aquino, and number 18, Bryce Jameson. Entering the game, number 58, Landon Strohmeyer, and number 42, Josh Copeland.
Two substitutions being made by Colorado. Landon Strohmeyer will come on along with Josh Copeland as Chris Aquino and Bryce Jamison's day come to a close. Grant Gilmore does good right there as that ball was trickling towards him in dangerous fashion. Dirksen. Long shot right into the chest of Campagnolo. So Kansas City right back down. There was a lot of energy to find their game-tying goal. Do they have that same amount of energy to draw us level once again? They came out of the locker room with a lot of fury. They found the equalizer. Moments later, Donovan Phillips scored again for Colorado. Talking with Coach Boucher about Phillip during the week, just mentioned what he could be as a prospect. He really showed why he was the best player in college soccer last year at NC State through first two matches against Houston and versus North Texas. As Molinaro brings that one in. Now Misael Rodriguez played with Chicago Fire. Andre Erickson step for step with him. I asked Coach Boucher how Phillip was adjusting to being in the MLS space, and he said that for Phillip, he's adjusting nicely. Still thinks he's going to have to learn, thinks he's going to have to go through, but we just want to find opportunities for him in front of goal. Well, the team heard him loud and clear. Donovan Phillip has 2 goals on the day. Wantland offside for Kansas City. Copeland off the turnover. Quick one-touch passing for Kansas City, and it almost squirts through for Ikoba. Now Ikoba on the ball. Donovan has his shot denied by Jaden Chantak. Kansas City continues in possession. Leroux squeezes one. Shane Donovan did not make the turn on the edge of the box. And now Donovan Phillip. Colorado racing forward with Thuda in possession. Copeland, the substitute, returns to Wathuda. And as the attack fizzled out, Colorado just taking their time. No need to be in a rush in front by a goal. Goal scored by Donovan Phillip. Stuart Baines. Stuart Baines decides not to send one in. You can tell the snow on the pitch really starting to affect the footing as Ian Murphy throws down Tega Ikoba. He'll take that yellow card as Ikoba was about to race around him. You can tell here as Murphy had lost his footing, Ikoba was about to take a touch and go into another gear. Murphy takes that yellow card. So both Ian Murphy and Nathan Chumba are on a yellow card for Colorado. Carter Dirksen and Gael Quintero are the only bookings for Kansas City.
The Colorado Rapids to number 19, Ian Murphy, in the 68th minute.
Dumped forward. Now Dirksen on a bad ball towards Wantland. Misael Rodriguez has possession. Ikoba could not control it on the hop. A beautiful ball that just dropped in. Ikoba couldn't hit it first time, nor could he give himself a chance to take a shot. That is the quick attacking style that's Kansas City has showcased at times during this early part of the season.
Your attention for substitution. Sporting Kansas City 2 making a change. Leaving the game, number
That's the last action
Tega Ikoba.
for Tega Ikoba.
Entering the game, number 77, Keyshawn Hines.
Keyshawn Hines will come on. A like-for-like sub. Hines not as big of a target. And so we'll see how that affects the remainder of this match. Although Tega was not able to get on the score sheet, he did provide an option for Kansas City to release pressure. Can Keyshawn Hines do that, as well as potentially have the finishing product? Stuart Baines continues to drop. Ball goes over the top. Phillip, a nice little back heel. And Colorado might have something here. Wathuta gliding. Erickson. Copeland returns the favor to Andre Erickson. A clean slide tackle in the end. And their contact by Wathuta just could not stop his feet. And that's a foul. So Johan Ortiz with the slide tackle of Andre Erickson as he was inching towards the byline. 71st minute, still anyone's match. Colorado happy to be in front right now after conceding. Went up 1-0. Donovan Phillip in the first half. Now, Ian Murphy might receive his second yellow. And it's a straight red. Would not have mattered. Murphy was already on a yellow card. He held up his opponent, but receives a straight red there, and that would have been the right call either way, as Murphy was the last man. You see here for Murphy, nobody behind him, and that will send him to the showers. So that adds a wrinkle now to this match. Colorado will be playing down a man for the remainder of this match. It was Johan Ortiz who was going to have an obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Ian Murphy in the 72nd minute.
Colorado will have to play 18 minutes plus stoppage time. Down a man. How much more does that second goal loom large now that they were able to score right after conceding to Kansas City? Ortiz shoved down on the edge of the area. Nothing there. Chumba will win this for Colorado, and now possession going to be very key. Lathuda ushers it along to the goalkeeper, Campagnolo. It's a looping ball. Shane Donovan will come down with it for Kansas City. Dirksen. Wantland into the area. After it takes a hop, Kashawn Hines can't whip a shot in. LaRoe. Dirksen. Zane Wantland on the overlap. Shane Donovan has come to this left side now as Johan Ortiz playing on the right wing. Donovan scored the first goal of the season for Kansas City on that right wing. Now he has moved to the left. Now up a man. Kept in by Jaden Chantak. And now cleared away by Grant Gilmore. Ortiz slipped forward towards Donovan. Shane Donovan has his shot denied again by Campagnolo. Dirksen! Oh, this took a deflection and then skipped off the crossbar. Campagnolo was at full stretch. This second attempt from Dirksen was on line, and it takes a deflection. Grant Gilmore might have saved the goal by just getting his shoulder to it. That changed its trajectory. 75th minute, Kansas City fiending for a second goal. Corner is launched into the box. Nodded around and then down to Colorado and Kamani Stewart-Baines. Slide tackle by Misael Rodriguez to stop what was brewing for Colorado.
Your attention for substitutions. Colorado Rapids 2, making a change.
Colorado Rapids.
Number 27,
Quinn Bedwell will come on. Kamani Stewart-Baines will come off.
Entering the game, number 40, Kai Thomas.
Also, Kai Thomas will come on. And also Zamir Loyo Orenaga. He'll come on for Gael Quintaro. This part of the match is brought to you by American Family Insurance. Life's better when you're protected under our roof.
Kansas City 2,
Slip forward to Zane Wantland. Numbers arriving in the box. This cross is headed away by Grant Gilmore. Corner coming for Kansas City. Played short. Donovan continues to have the door shut by Campagnolo. Zach Campagnolo being called upon consistently with his team down a man, and he's answered every call. Shane Donovan fired that shot on goal. Another save made. Winter Wonderland. 5 days from the official start of spring on March 20th here in Colorado. Ever wondered what it feels like or looks like to live in a snow globe? This is that. Colorado hoping that they can come out victorious down a man. Ian Murphy was shown a red card in the 72nd minute, denying of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He was already sitting on a yellow, so the foul was going to end his day either way as he was beat. This ball skips to Misael Rodriguez. Can Colorado hold on? Wantland whips this ball in. Nobody home as it skips across the box. Shane Donovan tracks it down for Kansas City. LaRoe. Donovan Phillip doing some dirty work. He's fouled. And that's just good work in the end. If you're a fan of the Rapids. Time will continue to tick as we near the 80th minute. Both squads, no wins on the season. Neither side has drawn on the season. 2 losses for both Kansas City and Colorado. Each team looking for their first points of 2026. Donovan. Dirksen had his shot skip off the crossbar. Now Rodriguez. This takes a deflection. It is off a teammate. Goal kick. It's the first of 3 matches between Colorado and Kansas City this season. Colorado has had no trouble versus Kansas City over the past couple of years. 3 wins last season. That's a foul on the substitute. Rodriguez goes into the box, and that's a penalty. Misael Rodriguez brought down by Andre Erickson. The contact was made. Rodriguez went down, and to the spot goes Sporting Kansas City with an opportunity to draw level once again. Now Caitlin Trowbridge trying to track to make sure that that contact was made inside the area. We'll take a look at it again. As the initial contact was, ooh, that's actually close. So Trowbridge doing her due diligence. Right now it seems like it will stay a penalty. But Caitlin Trowbridge, our referee, did question her initial decision. And you can see Colorado pointing to the big board here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Trowbridge having a conversation. As you can see, she's wanting for both squads to step away as they clear the spot for the penalty. The snow here at home might be helping Colorado, as this decision seeming like it's hasn't been completely made just yet. So because of the snow, the shovels had come out to show where the 18-yard box line is. You can see that area that's available right here. That initial contact does look like it is outside the box. And Misael Rodriguez did go down in the box, but where was the initial contact? It is so hard to tell with the snow. With the ball at the spot, it is looking like it will be mano-a-mano. Johan Ortiz for Sporting Kansas City, and Zachary Campagnolo for Colorado Rapids. Campagnolo, the U.S. Youth International goalkeeper. His team in front by a goal. Both squads looking for their first points of the season. Is this not a scene? As the snow continues to come down heavily. Campagnolo named to the roster for the U17 World Cup in 2023. He has played at the highest level for the U.S. Youth National Team. And Sporting Kansas City trying to debate with Caitlin Trowbridge that Colorado needs to be a little bit farther back. Ortiz left no doubt. And Sporting Kansas City back on level terms. We are knotted at 2 apiece. Johan Ortiz, beautifully placed. Even if Campagnolo guessed right, would have been a tough save if he even got to it. And that is a professional penalty taken by Johan Ortiz. And Kansas City not only has its first 2 goals of the season, but now might have found its first points of the year as well. Colorado will have something to say. Andre Eriksson is closed down. Eriksson loses his footing. And there will be a whistle and contact made. So Colorado playing down a man. At this point might be happy just to come away with a point and then go to a shootout and look for the extra point. And for Sporting Kansas City, have to feel like they could find a winner here. Up a man. How will this match come to a close?
Your attention for substitution. Colorado Rapids 2 making a change. Exiting the game, number 67, Andre Eriksson.
Andre Eriksson will come off. Charlie Harper will come on for the final 4 minutes. As this part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care and locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you no matter where your story takes you. UC Health, live extraordinary. Sporting Kansas City looking for the go-ahead goal. This ball takes a deflection off the shot from Rodriguez. Corner coming for SKC. Colorado win ahead 1-0. Kansas City equalized. They went ahead 2-1. SKC equalized. Can they come on the road and play villain in the home opener for the Rapids? This skips off a Rapids player and will be another corner for Sporting Kansas City. Johan Ortiz, the hero right now, scoring from the spot to draw things level. Now we'll take the corner. In swinging ball, Campagnolo comes out confidently. Wantlin doesn't make contact. Oh, another ball that skips off the woodwork. How close has Sporting Kansas City been? Misael Rodriguez put a charge into that shot. The secondary action sometimes is what fools you, as Rodriguez gets all of this. Campagnolo could just run and watch. Kansas City going for it as you'd expect. Rodriguez forward to Wantlin. Zane Wantlin on the edge of the area. Now Ortiz puts the ball into the box. Nobody there at the back post. It's tracked down. Now flipped in. Donovan Phillip will head it away. And then a clearance from Colorado. Very tense moments for the Rapids. Down a man. Another ball into the box. It is cleared away. Sporting Kansas City wants to make a sub. It will be Ty Haas.
Your attention for substitution. Sporting Kansas
Check
City.
that Johan Ortiz is who's coming off.
Leaving the game, number 76.
Tomiwa Adewumi will come on.
Number 40. Tomiwa Adewumi.
In the 90th minute, Colorado and Kansas City playing a good one. In the 72nd minute, Colorado went down a man. And then the Rapids gave up a penalty. Donovan, nobody closes him down. Drops off to Rodriguez. Curling shot, hits Copeland.
The fourth official has indicated there will be
Misael Rodriguez continues in possession as the fourth official announces a minimum of 7 minutes of added time. Colorado playing down a man still since the 72nd minute. Can they hold on for a point and potentially another in the shootout? Long ball is cleared away. Molinaro has it. Kansas City sends the ball forward. Rodriguez can't take it on the hop. And it is out for a throw. Wantlin quickly back in. Donovan has Wantlin off the left side. Decides to go back to Carter Dirksen. Slipped off to the right. LaRoe. In towards goal! Oh! The substitute was right there at the doorstep. Campagnolo is now down. So Adewumi was the target. And you see Adewumi can't believe that he did not tap that in for the go-ahead goal. And then Campagnolo on the back end. Some friendly fire with his teammate, Grant Gilmore. So Zachary Campagnolo needing to have his right leg worked on. Campagnolo, as mentioned, well regarded in the U.S. men's youth national team pool. He was on the roster for the World Cup for the U17s, has played all the way up to the U19 level. Right now it will be a corner for Kansas City. Played short. Misael Rodriguez, a little back heel to LaRoe. Donovan flips it forward. Now the cross into the chest of Campagnolo, who will go to ground. As Colorado continues to hold on. Kansas City, the team with the momentum. Up a man. Copeland turns it over. Advantage is played. Donovan Phillip on a hat trick. Takes the shot, and it does not trouble Jacob Molinaro. So Phillip, who has both goals for Colorado Rapids, could not put any power behind that shot. Thought it might break for Phillip. He'd be the man for the Rapids. Scooped forward by LaRoe. Nice little bit of skill there as LaRoe returns in possession on the touchline. Big switch. Wonderful idea. Now Donovan can operate. Shane Donovan draws it in. And Grant Gilmore goes to ground necessarily to stop it. And Campagnolo gets a paw to that. Wantland put it on frame. Zachary Campagnolo continues to show why he was on that World Cup roster. Was not fooled and was no nonsense. So another corner for Kansas City as we near 5 minutes of our minimum of 7 minutes of stoppage time played. Lofted ball. And for Hines, that was an ambitious effort. Shane Donovan was sizing it up. Hines just came in and threw all of that off. Campagnolo plays this long. Colorado in possession. This is Jaden Chantak. Down a man, Rapids coming forward. Ball put into the area. And Pierre LaRoe has options. Rodriguez over the top. Will this come back for a foul? It will not. Final minute of our minimum of 7 minutes of stoppage time. Zachary Campagnolo did go down with an injury, so he might have a minute or two more. All depends on Caitlin Trowbridge. This is Josh Copeland. Jaden Chantak will track this down. Landon Strohmeyer is there. Chantak into the box. LaRoe is shoved from behind by Strohmeyer. That was well done by LaRoe. Does Kansas City have one more attack in them? Wantland being held up. We played our minimum of 7. And as this goes to Campagnolo, just waiting for that full-time whistle is Colorado now. You can tell. Wathuda. Now back to Campagnolo. He is creamed. And he has taken a lot of contact today. A beating for Campagnolo. He is still down. So Adewumi will pick up a yellow card for that contact. That all might do it for this match. Adewumi here just jumps up and cleans out Campagnolo. So our minimum was 7. We are inching towards the 100th minute of this match.
Your attention.
And Campagnolo's ball doesn't go that far, so Adewumi slides it out wide. Misael Rodriguez puts it on frame. Oh, hits the crossbar, and the rebound is wide of the mark. How many lives does Colorado have? And that full-time whistle sounds like a symphony from Mozart for the Colorado Rapids as this match will come to a close. That was the final shot. Really, that was the final shot. 2 opportunities at the death for Sporting Kansas City. Neither come to fruition. And in the end, it is a draw between Colorado and Kansas City. We will take a break and have our penalty shootout to decide who will earn the extra point in this Western Conference matchup. But after full time, Colorado Rapids 2, Sporting Kansas 2. We'll be back for more here in this match. Welcome back to Colorado. Let's see how we got to this penalty shootout. Donovan Phillip off the excellent entry from Kamani Stewart-Baines, and Phillip scores his first goal in MLS Next Pro. And 1-0 victory, 1-0 lead at the half for Colorado. Then a little bit later, it was Shane Donovan who drew things level off the mistake from Colorado. Donovan scoring the first goal of the season for Sporting Kansas City. But moments later, it was Donovan Phillip who added to his tally and added to the lead as he gave his team a 2-1 lead. But after a red card and Colorado was down a man, a foul outside the box of Misael Rodriguez, and Johan Ortiz with the goal from the spot brought things level again, and it was Colorado who was holding on by a thread for the remainder of the match. We had 5 minutes remaining after that penalty, then really 9 minutes of added time after a minimum of 7. And Colorado will be happy that they earned something from this match after going down a man in the 72nd minute. Probably displeased that they didn't find all 3 points, and now have an opportunity to find an extra point. And for Sporting Kansas City, they will leave here very pleased after going down twice, finding 2 equalizing goals, and almost finding a go-ahead goal. They would love to leave with 2 points in a road match in the Western Conference, especially against a squad like Colorado that was so good last season. Western Conference champions falling in a penalty shootout to the Red Bulls in the MLS Next Pro Cup. So it will be Molinaro and Campagnolo, 2 young men that know each other, often battling for spots in the U.S. men's national team pool. So the first from the spot will be Landon Strohmeyer. Came on as a substitute. Jacob Molinaro, the goalkeeper for Kansas City, in between the pipes. We will have 5 kicks regardless. If we are square after 5, we will go to sudden death shots for both squads. Colorado shooting first, Landon Strohmeyer to get us started. Strohmeyer is denied. So Jacob Molinaro starts things off with a bang for Sporting Kansas City. And now SKC will have a chance to go ahead in this penalty shootout. Savable height, and Molinaro easily didn't even have to go that full dive to his left to make that stop. Now Kansas City has their chance. Looks like it's Mitch Ferguson. And Ferguson finds the back of the net. So Sporting Kansas City in front. 1-0 in this penalty shootout. Mitch Ferguson, former Sporting Kansas City Academy player, steps up in this moment early in the season. Now Donovan Phillip, who had a fantastic home debut for Colorado, 2 goals, both of importance. Now has to score from the spot. Colorado is in danger of going down 2-0 in this shootout. Phillip stopped by Molinaro. So Jacob Molinaro has come to play in this shootout. A kick save as he had dove to his left. And now Sporting Kansas City can take a commanding lead in the shootout. It is Zamir Loyo Orenaga. Perfectly placed. Zamir Loyo Orenaga, where the spiders reside in that top corner. just filthy. And SKC 2-0 in the shootouts. So Kai Thomas, who played with Carolina Core, also played with FC Cincinnati too, steps up. Molinaro taking his time. The gamesmanship here, letting Thomas think about it. Almost a must-have right now for Colorado. And Thomas is denied! Jacob Molinaro has not allowed a penalty to pass him. 3 saves for Jacob Molinaro. Saw that the entire way, pushed it to the right off the dive. And what a showing in this penalty shootout from Jacob Molinaro. Sporting Kansas City almost can taste 2 points. If Adewumi puts this in, he does just that. Sporting Kansas City secures all 2 points from this match after Adewumi puts it past Campagnolo. Jacob Molinaro with 3 stops. Sporting Kansas City with 3 shots past Campagnolo. And SKC with a gutsy 2 points taken home this evening.
In the penalty kick shootout. The Rapids 2 will be back at Dick's Sporting Goods Park on Saturday, March 21st at 6 p.m. to take on San Jose Earthquakes 2.
Now it's time for our man of the match, which is brought to you by Adidas. And that goes to Jacob Molinaro. Molinaro, 3 saves in the penalty shootout. Didn't let one shot pass him. Strohmeyer, he says, no, no, no. Donovan Phillip, the Mac Hermie Trophy Award winner, denies him with a kick save. And then Kai Thomas, maybe the best save as he dives to his right. Sporting Kansas City perfect from the spot. And they will earn 2 points on the road versus the Western Conference champions of 2025. Thank you so much for joining us this evening from Colorado. The final once again, Rapids 2, Sporting Kansas City 2, and SKC with the extra point after going 3 for 3 from the spot. And Jacob Molinaro stopping all 3 shots from Colorado. For my entire MLS Next broadcast crew, my name is James Hadnot saying so long from Colorado. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSpro.com and OneFootball. Have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.